Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday, and welcome back to Coffee with Kem and Hills. Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness, how are you doing this morning?
You know, pretty good. Coffee's strong, and it's a good Tuesday. What about you?
It's been a good day so far. Well, for me, my husband, when he was coming back from the show last night, he was running to the train, and he tripped and fell, and he ripped his nice diesel jeans, and he's so funny about his phone, phone protection. It's in a case that you would think a
Fort
bomb
Knox.
could go. Yeah, it's crazy. But the way he tripped and fell, it caught his fall and it cracked his phone. And he gets kind of OCD crazy. It has to be fixed immediately. If it breaks, he's very so he came home late last night and was calling all of these places. So
they're we're not open.
Yeah, I know. I was damn, none of them are open. Put your phone down, go to bed. It's fine. You can get this done next week. It's not a big deal. He's no, I have to get it done tomorrow. He has 2 shows today, so it's trying to cram that in on top of it. But so that meant this morning, usually, so I can get ready and stuff, he will watch Murphy.
Yeah.
No, he had to get up extra early, head into the city, and get that phone fixed immediately. So it was a little bit of chaos in the house this morning. I'm try doing your hair and makeup with a little, my little red head,
that's right.
Trying to grab everything.
Oh man, that's when I give them the makeup brush and here, just have fun.
Yeah,
a clean one.
That's in the mouth.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
what I mean? I have a thing of all of my nail polishes, and I just set that down. That kept her busy for a while because it's she can take each one out. My room is a disaster.
Yeah,
our room is
standard.
But we made it.
Yeah, here you are. And Tam has a fixed phone at this point, I would imagine. Or pretty soon.
For all of our sanity, that phone is fixed.
When you said he fell, I was either thinking he missed the train, which is also a travesty.
Yes.
Or, messed up his face.
That's what I said to him. I was well, thank goodness it wasn't your face. Right? Yeah. I was what if that was a tooth that broke or something? That would be... Yeah, you're not going to be doing your Broadway show missing a front tooth.
No.
Yeah, so all in all, he's okay.
Right.
I was it's just materialistic things. It's, it's all fixable. It's all going to be fine. But, he is who he is.
Right. Everybody has their thing.
Yes. All right. Well, we have a few good hot topics to dive into. Yeah. So let's get started.
Let's do it.
All right. This is from Investopedia, which is fun to say.
It is.
Millennials financially confident, but very stressed.
Who's surprised?
Just seriously. I'm a millennial. You're a millennial.
I'm also a millennial, yes.
I relate to the stressed. I can't say I'm financially confident. I think I'm getting better.
Yeah.
But I thought this article was interesting. And it all sort of made sense because millennials have lived through some trying times when it comes to just the economy and what, they stepped into in 2008. A lot of people were just graduating from college and just trying to start out their careers.
Yes. It was a rough time.
We created the side hustle.
Yes, because you had to.
Because you had to. It's so true.
And you have student debt, so you feel the need to add more income to supplement the debt that you're having to take care of.
Right. I think I understand some of the confidence coming from that aspect of it. If options are limited, you figure out a way. You figure that side hustle, that backup plan that you always kind of have in the back of your head.
Yeah.
I know I have a million of those.
That's a whole nother show we should get to.
That's a whole other show. I mean, just because of what I do,
right.
For a living and stuff. It's just sort of everyone kind of does.
Yeah, but I also think one of the other reasons why people probably feel a little bit more financially confident is that we are lucky that there are so many more financial resources out there. Whereas for Gen X, boomers, you really either had to read, not only the Wall Street Journal, but 3 other journals every day to really get a handle on finances.
Keep up with everything.
And get different perspectives. and keep up with everything, or go to a financial professional.
Right. We're the first generation that really has like the internet at our fingertips.
And are internet savvy.
Right.
Where a lot of Gen Xers are now, obviously, but
Yes.
probably weren't like 5 or 10 years ago when they might have been more struggling with money. So I think that
true.
plays a huge part in it. I think it's pretty fun, not funny, but they said that 63% felt like they knew more than their friends about finances, which is pretty. That I also
I just
feel
think
like
it's like a funny study.
Yeah,
like,
right?
So do you think you know more than your friends? I mean, I get it if it's like about your non-millennial friends,
Right.
maybe, but it's just your friends.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. I think I know better than you do.
Right. Yeah, I would not be in that 63%. I usually assume I don't know as much as the person next to me. 74% feel quite stressed by major financial decisions involving childcare, healthcare, home ownership, and retirement preparation.
Yep.
I mean, all of this makes sense, especially again coming out of what we've just come out of. And I mean, not everyone's out. We're not all out of it yet either. So there's a lot of stressful things and kind of re-navigating finances as well because of what everyone's been going through the past few years. Oh my gosh, we've been in it for a while now.
Yes. Yes, we have. It is crazy that it is 2 years plus.
Yeah.
At
Yeah,
this point.
we're creeping into our third year.
Do you remember when it was like New Year's 2020, like, December 2020, and everybody was like, oh man, 2021, gonna be so much better, gonna be the best year ever.
Yes.
And it was just like, no, it was just as bad, if not worse.
I know. I mean, I live in a somewhat cynical household with my brooding Brit. So, yeah, we were both kind of like, oh, everyone, shut up. We were right.
They knew more than their friends about how New Year was going to go.
In that case, we were in the 63%, yes, of knowing more than our friends. Or just being, glass half empties or whatever. I don't know. So what else is stressing out millennials? The stress of financial inequalities. Women earn 84% of what men earn, and inequality is even greater for women of color and people in the LGBTQ plus community, of course.
Yeah.
So that is just a stress and a burden that every marginalized group has carried forever and ever and ever.
And I think it's interesting. The article also points to the fact that women are more into financial literacy and are the ones who are typically more conservative with their money, but they do want to invest in a home, invest in different areas of their life.
And they're more likely to know about the ins and outs of buying a home.
Exactly. So they're more likely to do the research so that they feel confident when they're going into these different financial
invited
pressures.
to the party for so long. And now that we're invited to the party, it's
we're like, we want to rule the party.
We want to. I like that. We do. We want to rule the party. Look out.
And we want to make as much as men do. Thank you.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, come on. This is ridiculous.
Indeed.
Okay, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with more hot topics and hot coffee. Welcome back, everyone. We have some more hot topics for you. Want to tell us about our first one? We have like extra hot topics today.
We do.
Yeah.
So our next one is from an article called "What Real Estate Brokers Are Seeing as Mortgage Rates Surge," and this is from The Real Deal, which definitely is like a New York-based online publication. So
So a lot of this
information
real estate
feels like
on the East.
real estate on the East Coast, real estate in New York, but had some really great and interesting points to make that I think definitely are countrywide.
Right.
Obviously,
Interest rates.
They're going up. In case you haven't read it or seen it or heard it,
Yeah.
it's happening.
Yes, because they once buyers found out that the interest rates were going to start going up, which they have.
Yes.
in March, people started putting in offers left and right on houses, and that is with low inventory.
Yes.
So yeah, the competition is out of control.
It's fierce.
Yeah.
But with the interest rates going up, the Fed raised the interest rate in March. So now mortgage rates are also going up. They went up 1.5% in the month of March. But we're at historic lows. Still. This is crazy. In 1981, your interest rate was 16.63%.
Yeah, it gives me the sweats thinking about that. I know. And that's what the article wanted to remind us was we're all so worried because like interest rates have been ridiculously low that like it's gone up 1.5%. And we're like, oh,
Right.
but I mean, of course the lower it is, the better it is.
Right.
Of course, but in terms of what we've seen in the past, we are still on the low end of what the interest rates could be, which is great.
I think it also had some interesting historical data for 2000. Interest rates were still at 8.05%, and they went down to 5% in 2003, which actually helped fuel the housing bubble that then crashed in 2007, which we all remember.
Fun times.
Fondly.
Yeah.
So, and that's
Again,
why
millennials are playing catch up.
Right. And that's why interest rates have been so low, is that the Fed has been trying to help the housing market, help people get back in, be able to lend more money so that you can have more leverage. But now with inflation, raising interest rates so that hopefully things can stop spiraling upwards.
Right. And it is a hard time for the first time home buyers who are extra sensitive to a rate increase. With rising costs of renting, they are feeling more pressure to buy, which makes sense. Median Manhattan rent broke records in February, hitting $3,700.
What?
That's nuts.
Yes. The previous record was April 2020, and that was $3,450, which is also crazy.
Yeah, it's not surprising. New York is so expensive, but like,
right.
Yeah, I can see why that makes people feel the urge. I mean, I have so many friends since the pandemic that have been trying to move out of the city, but it is true, there isn't a ton of options, and it's really hard to outbid cash offers or people that are coming in with already, a lump sum of money and are able to just outbid people because maybe they have previous property that they owned or whatever. So the climate isn't great for first-time home buyers, but don't give up.
Don't give up. If that's what you want to do with your money.
If that's what you want to do. Truly. You never know. You might find a gem out there.
I think the interesting thing that doesn't matter if it's New York or countrywide, but with interest rates going up, mortgage rates going up, your buying power goes down, right? So as you're looking for, whether you're a first-time home buyer or a previous home buyer and looking for a new property, you just have to readjust how much you're willing to spend on the actual property. So you might have been able to afford the payments for a $500,000 house, last year, had you been able to find one. Inventory was low, don't get me wrong.
Right.
But now with interest rates being higher, your monthly mortgage rate is going to be higher, so you might have to scale back.
Right.
What
like
you're
you
actually
wanted the
willing
5-bedroom, you might have to get the 3-bedroom.
Right.
You might have to just adjust your expectations a little bit, which
It's always tough.
it is tough. It is tough, especially if you saw a window of opportunity where that would have been an option for you, and now you're like, oh, now I have to, but you'll get there. You'll get there. We're all gonna get there. All right, we're going to shift into another hot topic.
Hot topic.
Because we just have so many today on this fine Tuesday. More young adults are buying life insurance thanks to the pandemic, if they can get it.
Yes.
Therein lies the rub.
Yes.
This is from the Wall Street Journal.
Therein always lies the rub.
Yes. I know this one got me a little bit fiery, I have to be honest. When I was reading about people who were denied life insurance, I was like, oh, this is not okay, but
Right.
Yeah. As we all know, during the pandemic, obviously a lot of people experienced a lot of loss.
Yes.
And started really thinking about their own mortality, even people in their 20s.
Yes.
Which this article gave an example of a young woman, a 25-year-old, Francesca Fontana.
Not even a millennial.
Not even a millennial.
Since technically millennials are 26 to 41 years old currently.
That's right. I know I'm learning all of like I didn't actually know that until I was on here, and I was like, oh, that's cool. I didn't know that my husband and I weren't in the same bucket. I thought we were in the same bucket. Who knew? We're not. But anyway, so Francesca Fontana is newly married, applied for health insurance during the pandemic after experiencing losses and just feeling concerned about, what if something does happen to me? Where does that put my husband? And then really looking at their finances and realizing that he wouldn't be able to afford on his own the rent and whatever else, they have to pay for.
And, as we've talked about before, life insurance is really about not a gift, but it really is a financial gift so that your loved ones who survive you don't have to think about their finances, at least while they're grieving.
Right.
And hopefully you can set up the life insurance so that the things that happen, like a funeral or cremation or whatever you choose, however you choose to celebrate your life, aren't expenses that your loved one has to also then pay for. Not only does he have to figure out how to pay for his side of the rent without having the extra income, but then also pay for a funeral and pay for anything else that happened. Maybe there's a hospital bill because it was this sickness or something like that.
There's no greater incentive than protecting your family, truly. And in their case, she was able to get a low-cost insurance because her age, of course. But her husband, who I think is 30, he was denied insurance because he had a pre-existing health condition that denied him his life insurance, not health insurance, his life insurance. So that adds a pressure for those people to feel like they have to put aside their own, a different kind of savings option for their family in case something does happen. So that's very unfortunate.
Yes. And I think, it is beneficial, especially if you can afford it and you also are a healthy person, to try and get your life insurance in order when you're younger. Because the premiums are going to be so much lower than if you try and get them later on in life. And, there was also another story in the article about a married couple who were a little bit older. The husband had cancer in 2018. He was in full remission by the end of 2019, but he was also denied life insurance because of the cancer.
He needed to be in remission for at least 5 to 10 years.
5 to 10 years, which is just, oh man, that's... Unfortunately, I understand why the actuary denied him. It's just their policy.
Well, it's basically them saying to you, we want to gain money from you. We don't want to give it to you. And it's we'll just say that then. It's just that's a tough pill to swallow, isn't it?
It is a tough pill to swallow.
Because everyone just wants to protect their loved ones, and we can't help what, curveballs life throws us.
Yeah.
And, and it's the fact that life insurance is just given out freely to just the healthiest and the youngest, it's, you'd think it would balance out if everyone's getting it, in some way.
I mean, supposedly it does in some sense, but there's still some risks that the companies aren't willing to take. I think the interesting thing is, if you do have life insurance lump sum life insurance as part of your benefits at work, definitely take advantage of that.
Yeah.
But then also look into supplemental life insurance so that you have an actual amount of money, because that life insurance at your work goes away if you're no longer working there.
Totally. My husband and I are literally an example of this article of the pandemic sort of catapulting us into getting life insurance sorted out. And both of us got very sick with COVID at the very beginning before they knew about no taste or smell or anything like that. And we got really, really sick. But he ended up developing double pneumonia and was hospitalized, and it was so scary because it was just during that time when you were hearing, and no loved ones were allowed in the hospital,
Right.
that people were going in and not coming back out again. And that following summer, both of us got our life insurance sorted out because, it just got real.
Yeah.
It really did.
It does.
It put things into perspective, which in a lot of ways is very healthy because, it's a part of life,
Right. Yeah.
So this really kicked things into gear for a lot of people.
We got our health insurance, and I think I previously shared this, that we did it basically right after our wedding. Because we're really healthy right now. We worked out and we got in shape so we could look good in those photos.
Yes, that's so smart.
And so that's when we did ours.
It's amazing you had the wherewithal to do it then. You're like, we are so healthy. If we have to get a checkup, they're going to be like, wow.
Plus, we were younger, so it also helped out.
Yes,
so it was
totally.
It was hilarious.
Yep. All right, well, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back to tell you about the shows airing today on ROI TV. Welcome back, everyone. I just wanted to remind you not to miss today's episodes of Cunningham Legal, Mortgage Q&A with AJ, Medicare School, and Elder Needs Law. Great episodes. You won't want to miss them. You can catch them on
Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, Roku, or on our iOS or Android apps. So check us out.
Thank you so much for joining us on another episode of Coffee with Kem and Hills. We will see you tomorrow with another big old cup of coffee.